Cleveland at Houston. It sounds like we're potentially going to get no CJ Stroud, but we could get Nico Collins. Does that change how you're approaching this one?
Not particularly. I think this game, the 40-point over-under feels a little ambitious to me. I know we saw Case Keenum come in and be fairly reasonable. And what we've seen from Joe Flacco is that the Browns are going to be far more pass-heavy than anything we've seen. You know, Joe Flacco's 133 pass attempts in the last three by far leads the league. I don't think anyone else is over 120. And Flacco has gone over 300 passing yards and had multiple touchdowns in back-to-back games. That's something that Deshaun Watson hasn't done since 2020. The Texans, they allow the 10th most fantasy points to the quarterback position, but I just don't really see this one having the same kind of shootout potential that we've seen in recent weeks. I think the Browns defense is banged up, but good enough to keep the score kind of in check. And ultimately, there aren't that many pieces of this that I'm really interested in. I'll roll out some Joe Flacco double stacks with Mari Cooper. David Njoku is a great matchup because the Texans allow the fourth most fantasy points to the tight end position. And Njoku's been the tight end 2 in the last 2 weeks back to back. Since week 4, he's only had 2 finishes outside the top 12. But yeah, I just can't get excited about this game.
No, it feels like it could be a low-scoring affair. The Jerome Ford, it felt like he was going to be a really nice story at the beginning of the year, but lately he's just not getting the volume. Joe Flacco, as you can see on the screen, 133 pass attempts in the last 3 games. He's just passing the ball so much that basically Jerome Ford isn't getting any work at all. And it just feels like, as you said, outside of, essentially the studs, you probably don't want to be reaching and starting anyone in this lineup.